Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed. One winner.
27.
Losers. I eat losers for breakfast. Breakfast? Maybe I should have had breakfast. A little brekkie could be good for me. No, stay focused. Speed. Faster than fast, quicker than quick. I am...
McAlpin. Hey. McAlpin.
You ready?
Oh yeah, lightning's ready.
I'm American made, but like Chevrolet. My mama taught me wrong from right. I was born in the South. Sometimes I have a big mouth when I see something that I don't like. I gotta say it. We've been talking this long for a long, long time. Paying no mind to the signs. Well, this neighborhood's changed. It's a
Right, so we're here at Brands Hatch GP this weekend. I think it's round 5 and 6 of the championship. So qualifying's coming up next in the next half an hour, and it should be good. The track looks really good. It's described as a roller coaster, and I see why. I've been walked the track yesterday. It looks like a really good track, so it should be really fun to drive on. There's no real expectations. Another new track, and something I've got to learn, but we'll just see how it goes, and then hopefully qualify well for race 1, and then if we can get top 10, reverse grid race for race 2. So qualifying really is for me just learning the track, getting ready for the 2 races of the day. Right, so qualifying done now. We qualified P10. It was a bit of a scruffy session. There was a red flag midway through for a car in the gravel, but it's a good track. It's a really fun track, and it's really nice when you get it right. I only got it right on a handful of laps, so there was a lot of laps where I was up on the delta and then would lose time. So it was annoying, but I got one lap together, which was good, and it was a pretty strong lap to be fair. There's points where I could definitely improve on it, but still learning the track really. So P10 is a really good qualifying position. I mean, race 1 starting P10, and for race 2 is reverse grid, so starting on P1. So similar to Silverstone, hopefully this one I can keep it at P1 for a bit longer, because overtaking on the GP part of the circuit through the forest is very difficult. So you never know, it could work for me, we can only see how it goes, but very fun. It's going to be a struggle trying to keep the tyres in the right operating window, because it's very hot today. Track temperature is going to be very high, especially for my first race, which is midday. So yeah, it should be good, it should be fun, and on to race 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Brands Hatch, and welcome to another round of the Miata Trophy. My name is Zach Sweeney to talk you through all of the racing action, and this is a Boy Racers Dream Championship. We've got 2 races from these guys today, and the first one of which is about to happen right now as we explore the next race of the day here at Brands Hatch. Kamal Khalsi ahead of McAlpin for the 5th row of the grid, ahead of Blake Baldwin, and the 27 of Max Lynn for row number 6. There are the weather conditions. It's gone up a little bit since we last checked in on them, so by about a degree. I think the humidity has changed ever so slightly as well. It is that it's hard to get them up to speed. You have to keep that momentum up. So when you've got a high track temp, managing the tyre school and the tyre scrub is going to be so important to maintaining that lap time. And look at that sight of grid of MX-5s all lined up, Noah's Ark style 2x2. The lights will come on. It's James Costins on pole, Declan Lee alongside. We go racing here at Brands Hatch, and a good launch there from the 3rd row. Actually, a car jumping up over the grass as well as we approach Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Costins. To hold the lead from Declan Lee, who looks to tuck in behind, side by side in the background as well, as they find their way through and just try and funnel their way in towards Druids Bend. It's going to be a very big pinch point as they all funnel together towards the apex. Bit of a lock up on the inside there as well from a couple of cars as they work their way through side by side. Few cars opting for the outside, few cars opting for the inside. Both work, and all getting their elbows out, not being scared to make some moves. But Costins able to retain that pole position for the start of the race, and so far actually so clean, considering we had 27 cars taken to the field. Declan Lee, though, in hot pursuit of the pole sitter, and also arguably his championship rival. They're both moment is down in P14 in this race, and that is a huge hit for the championship leader that both Lee and Costins are going to want to capitalise on. Side as once again into Westfield, like I say, we'll lose them towards Sheen and Dingledale, pick them back up through Sterlings. See if there are any major conundrums on the opening lap, which so far actually, again, touch wood, these guys have been very, very, very clean, and it's been towards Hawthorns. That exit was going to be crucial, so it was a case of who put their foot to the floor first. I saw about 4 cars operate the same frame towards Hawthorns inside line of the hills, gets that position up and down into what will be 5th place. That is wide. That is Declan Lee off going into Westfield. He's going to lose not 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 places by the way through Hawthorns Bend. Same too for Allwood, way too wide on the exit. A couple of cars as well picking up some dust. Blimey. These drivers on the absolute limit of what MX-5s are capable of. Of course, the light blue machine of Hills on the inside. Bit of a lock up there and a bit of contact between the 29 of O'Neill and the 888 of By-South. And that is wide as well, going into Druid. So a couple of mistakes, of course, and very clearly no ABS for these MX-5s. So they've got to be quite careful as to not up the front. A little bit too much break, of course, in the number. Look at that, 5 cars. Nose to tail. Declan Lee assuming the inside line going into Hawthorns Bend, but really doesn't want to be looking in his mirrors so much so as he wants to be going forwards. Off once again through Hawthorns. That's going to lose him another place and hamper his momentum. Talking obviously on the formation lap once again through Hawthorns. That's going to lose him another place and hamper his momentum. Jet wash, I think, after the events of today, just to clean it up nice and spick and span for later on in the day. A lot of gravel being kicked up. Got to be careful. 0.3 of a second. The gap now 2.2 to Cossins when they last broke the beam. Right, a 8 wide and off there through Sterling. That is beached for the 444. Problem for many a driver. The 29 versus the 888. That's going to be O'Neill versus Byself through Paddock Hill Bend. Up the hill once more. I don't think they're going to be bringing out a full course caution. Maybe just down the way goes through that particular part of the track that we saw be beached. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't Lundy running wide. There was the 444. I do apologise. You can see there, double waves yellows, hands out the window, sort of tell everyone behind to slow down. Don't want any further problems. By no means any overtaking. You need to substantially show that you are showing a capacity to slow down, get out of the way, and stop. To go, I think they are under maybe a full course caution. They are. It's a safety car. So the safety car will bunch the pack up, and once the 444 of Coombs will be recovered, we'll be able to go racing once more. Crucially, through all of that, Declan Lee was able to find his way back up a couple of places into 6th. So everyone bunching behind the safety car, trying to get this race restarted as soon as possible. Of course, that timer still ticking down. So, of course, for Cossins, with speed that Aidan Hills has been showing over the course of this race, it's going to be like, oh, it's fine. You guys, you take your time. You know, that 444, he can wait. It's fine. The recovery, you guys take your time. Take 8 minutes and 40 seconds if you feel like shaded. That's the word. Areas of around Randstad, particularly. It's understandable. This is a safety car, right? I mean, double wave yellows, great. That's fine. But it's been a trouble spot all race long, and it's not a corner where you want a car stationary on the exit of a blind apex corner, right? One especially where you've seen people completely muck it up and go very wide. I mean, you've got tracks that have to book countless championships, and you've got sort of anything comes about of that, maybe a meatball flag or something to inform him of all comes down to this for the first race of the day for round number 3 of the final bits of weaving being done. It's going to be Cossins that controls the pace. 2 laps of racing here at Brands Hatch. As we go once more towards turn number 1, and Cossins is able to control the pack in towards Paddock Hill Bend. Hills as well. There's going to be a couple of moves in the background. I think Declan Lee trying to make into the braking zone, and a huge lock up there from Byself. Declan Lee assumes the inside line, picks his way through to the apex, but can't quite seal the deal in terms of the move. Going off, the fight for the lead is alive. How is he going to be able to rejoin so close to contact, even more so? Maybe with gold eyes towards Hawthorns, and that could have been done. Cossins able to hang on. Hill, more importantly, able to hang on to that car. How he was able to keep it on the wraps, I do not know. Another car doing their best Colin McRae impression in the background. A minute and a half left on the clock. We're about to start the final lap to decide it all then here for the Miata Trophy. Race number 24 trying to dance his way to the outside of Druids. Not quite close enough on that particular occasion. The number 10 as well. That is going to be McAlpin trying to find his way through on Brewer for the final lap. So a lot of different battles to that fight. So Hills is now through. What can Cossings do as he's running out of opportunities? Potentially locking the rears there from Cossings as he gets armfuls of opposite to the field. Will he even finish on the podium after all of this? 20 minutes of racing, a safety car. It's all boiled down to this. Aidan Hills, disastrous in qualifying. B14 did not face him one bit. He has battled his way through this race valiantly. The championship leader, who's going to get the fight for 3rd, just able to hang on, was Cossings. O'Neill brings it home in 2nd as well. Allward from Box Series. Drivers that love to get their elbows out, but here's how it racked up. It was Aidan Hills that took victory from O'Neill. James Cossins from pole drops to 3rd after a last lap mistake, despite the fact he was able to control the race so well. Allward from the 888 of Byself. Declan Lee from the front row falls down to 6th, but a good recovery despite a couple of mistakes. Brewer from McAlpin, Blake Baldwin and Miller, the top 10 after the proceedings of this race. These guys are going to be back out for our final race of the day around about 6:10. Make sure you do not miss it, because if it's anything like race 1, it's going to be absolutely electric.
Tumbling down in the city that we love. Great clouds.
This is Keith, also known as Off the Beaten Track Media. Tyler has just gone off to prepare for race 2. So final race today, final action of the day here at Brand. I'm just following it up. Yeah, it's going to be good. He's starting on pole, and because of the reverse grid qualifying, should be really exciting. Yeah, I'll try to catch him in assembly, but if we don't, we'll see you after. There you go. Breaking news. Race 2 has been cancelled. The GT Race 4 resulted, must have had a bit of an upset. The barrier was damaged, they need to repair it, and essentially what they said over the commentary was it would take too long to repair. So that would push them past noise curfew, which isn't great, and therefore they've had to cancel it, which does suck. We were looking forward to seeing Ty start on pole, but these things can't be helped. We'll see what happens after, and yeah.
Right, day done here at Brands Hatch. So race 1 went well. We started 10th and it was a hectic race. There was cars everywhere. Made up a few spots and then there was a safety car. So I had a nice gap to the car behind, and the safety car eliminated all that, and then it was nose to tail for the last 5-6 minutes of the race, so 2-3 laps we got. But I managed to keep position. I lost one, then gained one, lost one, gained one. It was a bit like that the whole race really. But I managed to come back 8th, so good race really, and I was on the pack and on the pace and on the back of the lead pack, so I can't really complain. So because I qualified 10th, I would be on pole for race 2. However, race 2 never actually happened, so it was at the end of the day anyway. We were supposed to start at 6, and then there was an incident in the race before which damaged the barriers, and they decided to call it before our race because they would run over noise curfew. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, and well, now it's just focus on Donington for the next round and on to the next one.
3 little birds sat on the window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Some became like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls sometimes I got it wrong, but it's alright. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.